y'all just love me so damn much, huh? Oh my god. 5,000 subscribers. I mean, I'm sorry I'm so late with this. It's just December, I really had to get a bunch of stuff done. Mainly the whole Thoughtmas thing. You can go check that out pretty much. It's fun. I really had a bunch of guest stars. It was really fun to do. That was the first time really making I usually do a themed Christmas thing, but this was the first time where it's like 3 consecutive videos dedicated to just Christmas. I digress. You guys are just freaking awesome. Like, I love you all so much. Thank you for subbing, like, for 5,000 subs, man. That's just awesome. Thank you so much. And since we're keeping to a sort of tradition, it's a Q&A this time again. I'm going to shorten it. Beforehand, it was like 20 questions, and that was just kind of long. It became also a bit rambly. Like, it would have been way, like the original video I did for 4,000 subs, a lot longer until I edited it down. So I'm just taking it back some, and it's gonna be particularly just be 10 questions now. And all right, let's just get it going. From Silver Sugar, do you think the channel is going to change after the whole Kappa? Not really, honestly. Like I've been keeping up with the Kappa thing. The misconception that you'll be fined $42,000, that's not actually gonna happen. They wouldn't have the ability to do that. Because the FTC cleared it up. They're like, we're not gonna fine every person $42,000 for violating Kappa. Because the one thing that Kappa is all about is particularly finding true violators, not people who maybe made a mistake and didn't realize it. It's more a matter of you actively did this, and like you actively were collecting data on kids. That's the biggest thing that Kappa is all about. And so they're not looking at particularly people like me or any other like cartoon reviewers or animation reviewers and such, because in their minds it's like those people are clearly not trying to attract kids, because what kid is watching a review of a show that they could just watch themselves? Like, kids don't care about the opinions of somebody else in terms of the content they like. They're gonna just go watch that content, you know? Like, so yeah, in terms of Kappa, I'm gonna be perfectly fine. I do wish, though, YouTube handled this much better. Like, they, for one, did this stupid for kids, not for kids thing option, and it's dumb because it's like, but what about those who are trying to just be for everybody, you know? That's why they should have had a general audience option. It's like, okay, you're not exactly for kids, but you're not exactly just for adults. You're more for everybody, which I say that's more my content. Save for some, you know, coarse language every now and again. Like, you know, I say fuck sometimes. I'll have guest stars who say fuck, or we just say nigga, or say certain words that just like, ugh. But like, that's about as far as that goes, and it's just words. Like, it's just words. Like, it's really not that bad. Like, but that's a whole nother conversation. Overall, it's just bad how the whole Kappa thing turned out. Like, it's not going to really affect my channel. I'm gonna be perfectly fine. Like, I marked everything, my whole entire channel, as not for kids, basically. I wish there was a better option, but there isn't. So far, what they're rolling out recently, it hasn't affected any, like, big reviewers. The only people who get hit are maybe a few animations. Like, I don't know. They have that cans without labels as for kids. I don't know why. Like, that clearly was not for kids at all. But it's dumb. Like, YouTube pretty much has to work out the bugs. They definitely have to do that. But for now, like, I'm unaffected. I'm good with Kappa. It's not gonna affect me that much. From Soden Gritter, I'm pretty sure that says Soden Gritter. Would you do top 10 worst and best cartoon episodes in the decade? No, I would not. Sorry to say, that sounds like a lot of work to have to do, and because that's so many shows to have to look back and try to say what was the best particular episode of that decade. That's too much. That is far, far too much to have to do. And just, well, I think Nintendo already does like did some best of the decades and such. So I think if anything, it's like go look at his. He probably did some good stuff. But yeah, I don't believe in doing that. I was contemplating a best of the decade, like top 10 or top 20 even, but I saw so many other people doing that. It's like, should I? No. I mean, the way I would have done it was based on impact and how everyone felt about it. That's my main thing about it. But I wouldn't. But I just said forget it. I just did my best of 2019. Go check that out. And I'm just leaving it at that. So best of the decades, I'm not doing that. Especially not a top worst. I don't believe in advertising what's worst, the worst of the worst. Like, I will say my piece on stuff that has actively made me angry and such, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to make another this is the worst things out there, because like, for one, I'm just advertising that show to get better. I'm advertising whatever that is now, and it's just not, and it's not gonna get better then, because it's like I'm likely to give it more of an audience, which means it's gonna continue, which means it never goes away. You know, Big Mouth won't go away now, like that, and that annoys me. It's like, Jesus, like, just, I'm not really gonna do a top 10, just not bothering with a top 10 best of or worst episodes list. That's just too much. I don't think it's needed by me. From Geek Tunes, have you ever gone to a public event, aka cons? If not, do you ever plan to? I've gone to one con a while back before I even started YouTube, but that was like, it was like 2014, something like that. I went to or it might have been 2015. Yeah, it might have been 2015. I think I went. It was a MagFest, and like, I was only going there for a Steven Universe panel. I wasn't going there to like hang. Like, I had nobody else to really go with, so that's the biggest problem. Is that it's like I personally believe if you're gonna go to a con, go with friends, go with people who you want to hang out with. Don't just go just to be there by yourself. It kind of comes off a little sad. Like, I only went for the one event, and then after that I dipped. I was like, I don't need to stay here for all this. So yeah, in terms of other events, I'm actually making it a plan to go to more like other close by events, at least, or things I feel are doable. Like, I do want to try to get to New York Comic Con, because I'm only a few hours away from it. It wouldn't take that long. And like, that's the biggest plan, and a few others that I'm trying to go with some other people, like other big YouTubers that I'm friends with and such, and my mutuals. That's about it. I am trying to get out to more cons. I do feel like they'd be fun, like just with friends though, like with more friends, not by myself, just actually going with people to hang out with. But so yeah, I am trying to get to more cons. From Max Christensen, what makes you want to keep going on YouTube? The biggest thing that makes me want to keep going is particularly just wanting to express myself on like these things I enjoy. I enjoy animation, so I like expressing myself on these things. A lot of the time my actual friends in life, like, they like some stuff, particularly more anime stuff. I like anime to a degree. I'm not as big as they are on it, but like, I like the more Western cartoons and such, so that's why I'm more inclined to be on here talking about it. And, you know, I met some mutuals on this subject matter, so that's my biggest thing, is that I'm more about just trying to express myself. That's why I want to keep going. I don't really care if I don't get that big an audience, as long as it's like I get to do what I want to do. I just get to express how I feel about certain things. I get to analyze these things that I'm watching and give a good critiquing on them. My biggest thing is just I want to just express myself on what I feel about these things and just give it proper critiquing. I just love animation and like being able to speak about it. That's what keeps me going. From Mrs. Nameless Purposeless. Jesus, need a hug? Are you going to cover more independent projects or web series? Projects like Song of the Sky or Confinement? if I cover those things, it's more, I do it in quick thoughts. Like I covered Has Been Hotel, and I plan on covering like the Hell of a Boss pilot. In terms of like more independent media stuff, I kind of only, if it depends on what it is a lot of the time. Like say Klaus, that was more sort of independent type deal. I mean, sure, it was on Netflix, but the studio itself wasn't that big, so I covered that, and I really, it felt like something where it's like, okay, this is pretty good. But I don't know, if it's like small pilot, like okay, someone put their pilot on the internet and wanted people to see it, I cover it likely in just quick thoughts. I don't want to dedicate an entire video to it, because for one, they're very short. Like to dedicate an entire general thoughts just to one like pilot. I mean, I've done that, but only as a request, and even then I'm starting to walk that back. So yeah, that's just my big thing. I would cover more independent stuff, but it depends on what it is. Like if it's a full series, I can dedicate a whole general thoughts. If it's just the one pilot, it's likely just get talked about in my quick thoughts now, because it's just, there's only but so much I can talk about it, and trying to stretch out an entire general thoughts for that, I don't think that's right. I don't feel it's right. From Mr. Nostalgia, top 5 rappers of all time. Number 5, I would probably, you're gonna look at me crazy for this, but honestly, I mean it, Snoop Dogg. Like, I'm sorry, I put Snoop Dogg as my top, in my top 5s. I'm sorry, he's real, like his flow is just infectious, man. You can't fake on that. He's got a good flow. I'm sorry, man. Number 4, I would put Busta Rhymes. Like the man can spit. Like he can spit, man. Like that. I like the man's sense of flow. Like the man's sense of technique. You know. Number 3, Andre 3000. You can't deny he's very creative with how he's usually spitting every time. Like every time he's on whatever song, he's often really good. I still say he should do a solo album. Like I get, he has his fears. I get that. It's like, still, like, if you love the craft, you just do it. You know, just do it. But I digress. That's his prerogative. Number 2, MF Doom. Like, people sleep on MF Doom, okay? Like, this man is crazy, is a crazy rhymer, and it's so great, and it's annoying to me that people don't be including him. Like, it blows me that's like, how do you not put him in, like, your top 5s or 10s and such, man? Like, it's annoying that nobody recognizes the freaking craftsmanship of MF Doom. Like, come on. Ugh. But I digress. Number 1, Eminem. Like, you can't deny the man. You can't deny the man. He put the effort in to make sure he is great, okay? He put himself into this freaking game, and he managed to dominate. You can't deny that. Like, you can't deny his lyrical capabilities. But yeah, those are my top 5, and I don't apologize for none of that, man. That's just how I see it, okay? From Nani Moose, Coke or Pepsi? Coke. Like, there's no reason to drink knockoff Coke with Pepsi, like, at all. Like, if you put a Coke and a Pepsi, it'd probably be, I'm going with the Coke. Come on. Called Coke for a reason. You're supposed to be addicted to it. From Schnitzel, what are your YouTube goals for this 2020? I do not know. I will not lie to you. I genuinely do not know what my big goals for 2020 are right now in terms of YouTube. Like last year, I set the big goal of collaborating with more people, and I managed to do that, and I plan on doing even more of that this year as well. But for now, I mean, I guess I want to reach a higher subscriber number. That very much is something I would like to do, but you know, YouTube kind of plays around with, you know, the availability of, or the viewability of, like, the videos. Like, I can post the video and one could do better than the others, even though it's in the same category. Like, it's a general thought. Like one general thought can do better than the others, which is odd. I don't get it, but it happens. So it's all dependent on YouTube, on my visibility, I guess. Like I can tag it properly, put a good thumbnail and such, but if YouTube doesn't see it as viewable, then it doesn't get shown. Hell, I have over 5,000 subs, and somehow not all of them get a notification that, hey, here's a new video by me. I don't know why YouTube does it like that. It's dumb. I feel if you subscribe, you should automatically get notified because you made it clear you like this content. But that's YouTube's prerogative. Ain't much I can do about that. From 03 Araman, if you are the president of Nickelodeon, how do you fix Nickelodeon? First and foremost, I would put more emphasis back on the animation side. I'd keep the, live action stuff, because Nickelodeon did build itself on that stuff. I wouldn't be focusing that heavily on it, because it's like, they already have an abundance of, like, live action stuff, but I would put more emphasis back on animation, because it's like Nicktoons was like the big thing for Nickelodeon, so it's annoying that we're now at this point where they barely try to focus on anything. They have Loud House, which is pretty fine, but yeah, I would start putting more emphasis like on animation, putting out more unique stuff, Like, for right now, they have Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's great. The big problem, though, is that they literally shoved it to Nicktoons. I don't know how. Like, Alvin and the Chipmunks, that's not even a Nicktoons original. And yet, that's still on the main channel. It makes no sense. I mean, granted, right now, Nickelodeon is trying to move towards streaming, like, working with Netflix. And that's a good job on their part, because it's like, let's face it, many people are moving away from cable. And you got to start moving with you got to move with the people. You really got to start moving with the people. Like, even Cartoon Network said, okay, we're going to partner with HBO Max once that comes out. Like, smart move. So Nickelodeon, like, some people think, like, the show Glitch Text that's supposed to be coming soon, they think that's unfair to them that they don't get to be put on the main channel. I'm like, put it on Netflix. It has a better chance. Like, more animation enthusiasts are gonna like it or love it because of how well done it looks. So really, it's like, yeah, why are y'all complaining about that being on Netflix? That is a much better home for it than it would be on the main channel, where it would be underappreciated. Like, I'm still mad that they canceled Harpy Beaks because they clearly did not understand where that was supposed to go. They thought it was supposed to be the next SpongeBob. That's the other thing. I would not be playing off SpongeBob as much. Like, sure, for the anniversary year, that made sense, but I just wouldn't be playing him up that much. But yeah, just bigger emphasis on, like, animation, pushing out more unique ideas, not canceling shit just because, oh, it's not doing SpongeBob numbers. That's not how you should ever judge a show. It's like, oh, like, that's just not how you do it. You're making shows compete against each other that are on the same team. That's just dumb. That's never how you should do anything on a network. That's how I feel, at least. And last question from Toonhead Freaker. What do you think is the best/worst designed animated series? Ooh. Best, worst like the best/worst animated series. Damn, that is a question and a half. Worst, to me, I think I gotta go with, like, Problem Solvers. Like, that, like, everything about that was so, like, awful to look at. Like, the designs of the characters were so ugly and, like, the oversaturation of the colors and such. It's like, ugh. Like, to me, it's like that's just not how you should ever design anything for anyone to watch, because it's like, it's rough to look at, man. Like, that's just complete and utterly, like, disgusting to a degree. Like, that's how I feel, man. That's just how I feel, man. Like, that was probably the worst. Best. Oh, now that is really, really, really tough. Like, I don't know. like, I don't know, because to me, best would have to be implied it's coming straight from an original idea, so I wouldn't want to include adaptions, because, you know, it's just, unless it's like based directly off a book, like an actual just plain words book, like like a plain novel, that I could understand on that front. But like, ooh, best series, best animated, best design for an animated series. I don't know. I don't know. That really makes me think. That genuinely makes me have to think about that. That put me in a conundrum. I genuinely can't pick. Damn. I guess at the moment, I guess I could just say I can't pick one. Like, they're all, like, there are a lot of really well-designed shows, and I genuinely can't say what I feel is the best. Like, I can tell you the worst, or at least the one I feel is the worst, but in terms of the best, that's tricky. That genuinely is tricky. Like I said, I can't really go with Cartoon Network because a lot of them look fine. It's just, damn. Sorry, I can't come up with an answer. I can't really think of that one. I can't think of one that is the best designed. At least I don't feel I have a like truly best design. So sorry, that's just it. That's just how it is, man. And that's all the questions. Thank you all so much for asking, and also thank you for subscribing again. This channel would probably not be as strong as it is without your support. Thank you so much for this. Like, I love you all for this. This is something I plan on continuing until I feel I just have nothing else to say, or like, it's really just kind of a passion project to me, and I really love that you all like fucks with it. I love that you all care about it, and I love that you guys allow me to push myself further and further, meeting up with more mutuals and such, and just doing the thing I love doing just because I love doing it. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you next time.